What does diatonic mean? If you're playing the piano and you are only using the white notes, then your music is diatonic. If you are reading a score and there are no sharps or flats, the music is also diatonic because again we only are using the white keys. If we have white music, that white music is diatonic. Of course there is more to this story later, and I'll get to that in the rabbit hole. We probably want to immediately know that the scale of C major can be considered as 7 different modes all starting on different letters. They all have Greek names, so using that system, C to C in C major is also the Ionian mode. D to D in C major is also the Dorian mode. E to E in C major is also the Phrygian mode. F to F in C major is also the Lydian mode. G to G in C major is also the Mixolydian mode. A to A in C major, which by the way is also called natural minor, is the Aeolian mode. And finally, B to B in C major is called the Locrian mode. In the largest sense, all the white modes can be considered part of C major, so all the modes are white music. For now, think of diatonic music as white music. It's not the full story, but it is a very good place to start. Now comes the rabbit hole. It seems like there is always a rabbit hole when we are trying to explain something important. White music can be transposed to 11 other keys. There are 7 white keys on the piano and 5 black keys. That's why there are 12 different places to put everything, and putting these things in these different places is called transposition. The problem is that every transposition sounds exactly the same, other than being higher or lower, but it looks totally different. When we transpose something white to 11 other places, we end up with anywhere from 1 black key to 5 black keys. And yet the music is still diatonic because it started out with white music before we transposed it. The final step is to figure out how music that starts out with anywhere from 1 to 5 black notes can be transposed to white music. We just have to pick a place so that those black keys disappear. Here is how it works for scales. If you play any scale that uses black keys, it is diatonic if you transpose it back to a place where those black keys disappear. For instance, if you play a B major scale, it has 5 black keys. Or if you play an A major scale, it has 3 black keys. But since you know that 1 major scale, the C major scale, is all white, we instantly know that all major scales are diatonic. Here's how it works for chords. If you play an F sharp dominant 7 chord, it has 3 black keys. If you play an A dominant 7th chord, it has 1 black key. But since we know that 1 dominant 7th chord, a G dominant 7th chord, is all white, we know that all dominant 7th chords are diatonic. So perhaps now we have a practical, workable definition of the word diatonic. To sum up, white music is diatonic. When we transpose white music so that it has black keys, it is still diatonic. And any music with black keys that can be transposed so it turns into white music is also diatonic. And that's the whole thing. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave me comments about anything that you like, anything that you'd like to see in the future, and remember that I consider all suggestions.